Like, if that's the case, like, when we get in this Kagurabachi anime, am I right, guys? Am I right? Give me some of that vein.
Yeah.
I know Skylar reads this, right? You read it too? You read it, right?
I think I got 20 chapters in and then stopped.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life is Daijoubu, episode 73. My name is Cole, and I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend. He's growing out his mullet again. He thinks it's in style. It's not. He's not 18 like he once was. But maybe, I don't know if you're growing out your mullet. I just kind of saw you haven't had a haircut in a little bit.
No, I actually recently got
You're
one.
kidding.
It was way curlier than this.
It's like really growing out the back right now.
I think it's because I took a shower.
Maybe it's because the hat too kind of really sells it.
Could
if
be
you
the
weren't wearing a
hat.
hat, I probably wouldn't have noticed. Now I feel bad for bringing it up. I should have just said something about you being sick all the time.
Yeah, this is
Instead of
week
just
number
roasting
2
you.
of me
Sorry.
being sick. So I'm going to try not to cough into the microphone. I'm going to try not to cough at all. And I'm going to keep my talking to a minimum.
I was sick last week, and I didn't get that bad, luckily.
That's good.
My throat was kind of like bad for a bit. Like, I think it was yesterday. It was really, really dry. Just that I was talking a lot and didn't have any water. That sucked, but it's better now. I'm also joined by his name's Skylar. I'm also joined by the JJK stan himself,
I'm not that
Mr.
big.
Thane.
Not that
He
big
knows
of a
it's the
fan.
best anime ever. It's the best shonen. It trumps Naruto, trumps Luffy, trumps Goku. Take that, all of you Mr. Deku stands fans. He knows that JJK's number one. What's the main character in JJK?
Yuji.
Yuji. He's the biggest Yuji fanboy that's ever been known. He wish he could lick Gojo's eyeball. See, I know that guy's name.
Okay.
I wish I could lick
But
Gojo's
honestly, who
eyeballs.
doesn't? Who
Yeah.
doesn't? I've not even seen the show, and I wish I could. He got some gorgeous eyes, don't you think so?
Yeah.
This is thing. Today we got a show for you. We're gonna be watching. We're gonna be talking about some anime. We will be talking about and discussing the first season of Golden Kamuy. I say first season. I'm curious though because on Crunchyroll it literally just lists all season 1 as season 1 and 2, I believe.
Yeah.
So I just watched the first 12 episodes.
I remember when I watched it, it was subtitled. Instead of going next time, this episode in season 2, it actually said season 2 in like coming
Gotcha. Okay.
next core. So it actually had like a little instead of just going off.
So yeah, technically this is season 1 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. The first 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be talking about that around the halfway point of the show, giving our thoughts, our opinions, our hot takes on the show, and all, of course, spoilers for episodes 1 through 12. Of course, we're talking about our seasonal shows. We maybe got some things to say here and there about the shows that we're watching. Maybe if we don't like them or if we do like them. And then, of course, we got a little bit of news I wanna bring up that I found. They're just anime announcements. First up. I think this was announced today, but it is the Jack of all trades was kicked out of the heroes party is getting an anime.
That sounds like a light novel if I ever heard it.
Indeed, it is a light novel. I just want to point out how many freaking shows out there that are the guy gets kicked out of the heroes party. That's like.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be, like, isekai, right? Now it's literally just, like, we're skipping the isekai, going straight to the fantasy, but we need to have a trope
unemployed
still.
fantasy.
Unemployed fantasy. It's literally what it is every single time. I'm literally watching a garbage show this season that's about a guy that got kicked out of the heroes party.
Out of the guild.
Yeah, out of the guild, out of the freaking jocks club. He's literally in high school, and he's, like, the jocks and the cheerleaders. They're hanging out, and this guy's a freaking, like... He's like the math nerd. He's like putting his glasses up, and they kick him out. And like he leave. I can literally write a story. This is literally every story. As soon as they leave, the jocks and the cheerleaders start going, "Oh shoot, we're bad at math, and we can't do our homework. What are we gonna do? Guess we'll fail." And they get kicked off their sports clubs because that. And then meanwhile, the freaking nerd guy is like on the side. He was practicing basketball. He's picking up games. And he jumped on the team. That's literally what this is. Every single one of these got kicked out of the heroes party is this show. Oh, excuse me. I forgot to mention the 5 girls that becomes really attracted to the main character.
The harem.
The harem shows up as well. And I'm assuming that's exactly what this show's going to be. So look forward to that. Next up, I Want to Love You Till Your Dying Day.
Manga.
Yeah, it's a manga.
It is indeed a manga. I believe it's a Yuri manga.
Nice.
So we like those. Last up, we've got Touring After the Apocalypse.
I'm gonna say Curveball anime original.
Video game.
Nope,
No.
both wrong. It's in manga as well. I love the enthusiasm with it though. I like the switch picks. This one's interesting. I don't know anything about it, but the little tiny bit of reading that I did do about it, it seems like that this manga had started publishing in 2024. So for it to be announced as a anime this quick's crazy. Like, that's nutty. Like, if that's the case, like, when we get in this Kagurabachi anime, am I right, guys? Am I right? Give me some of that vein.
Yeah.
I know Skylar reads this, right? You read it too? You read it, right?
I think I got 20 chapters in and then stopped.
It's pretty fun. I'm curious what you would think if you tried to binge it. Like, it's doing a lot more world building
It's
right
fast.
now. It's pretty unique.
Yeah, it goes fast. You can like read 20 chapters in an afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely restart it.
I think, the thing put it the best way. It's fast. Like, the pictures, there's a lot of pictures, a lot less words. Even during, like, the explanation sections, it's still a lot less words.
It's also way more violent than any Weekly Shonen Jump series I've read.
Oh, yeah. Very, very violent. Like, they're freaking killing civilians whenever they feel like it. It's kind of violence. It's crazy. It's honestly pretty crazy. I want to point out that, like, the first arc, I think this is roughly where you ended. It's when they have that little girl, right? They're trying to take care of the
Right.
little girl.
Yeah.
That after that, it really picks up, I think, like story-wise. You get main bro's best friend kind of character. Like,
I
and
see.
it goes from there. He's got a cool power, too. Like, it's cool. It's got some cool things. I think it'll look very good animated, though. So
Yeah.
I really hope we get an animation of it and it gets picked up by a good studio.
And hopefully it's not that crap where they like either like quickly cut away from the violence or have a black blur over it. I hope it's like uncensored fully.
Yeah.
Like streaming. The best way they could do it is streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was Chainsaw Man streaming, or was that?
I think that was TV.
That was on TV?
Yeah. Sakamoto Days is streaming, although I don't know how violent it
It's
is.
not that violent.
No.
I've been watching it. It's not that violent.
Yeah,
It's got
it's-
some
at
scenes that are like,
parts-
oh, whoa.
Yeah, parts the manga's pretty violent, but yeah, I watched the first episode. It's like, wow, they kind of toned down the violence, even though it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time we can start talking a little bit about our seasonal shows. Before we actually talk about the seasonal shows, I just want to say that I think this is the best winter season we've done on the shows the entire time. I'm pretty dang, like, impressed with the shows that I'm watching right now. Not to say, like, there's not been a better show in prior winter seasons. Like, Frieren aired in one winter season at one point.
Just like overall.
Overall, all of the shows that I'm watching, I'm enjoying. Even the dumpies are good too, and they're like fun to watch. I mean, I've talked about the Guild Girl. That's a fun show. That's kind of a dumpy, but I'm still really enjoying that show. I've talked in length about freaking Trillion Game, how stupid that one is, but it's still fun. And then what was the other one that I've talked a lot about that I don't remember off the top of my head? Oh, Solo Leveling. We talked about that. It's just stupid fun, but man, there's some good payoffs. The music's killer. I've talked about that Zenshu one as well, and I think the music in that one's just killer. And right now, it's a really good story right now. Overall, super, super solid. But the show that I want to talk about is it started airing again because this is core 2 of the season, and it started re-airing again. Sorry about the loud sucking sounds.
Sorry.
The sucks. I just look over to see the huge freaking audience. It's re-airing in the second core, and then it's ReZero season 3. So ReZero overall, you all know, it's good. It's fun. It's got good stuff, good characters, a lot of fun. One of the episodes, not this last episode, but I think 2 episodes ago, probably one of the best episodes of anime I've seen in a very long time. It was super, super solid, completely jam-packed with everything that you'd ever want to see, and, like, killer hype moments as well. You, like, clean up the table.
Yeah.
That's nice.
The water.
Honestly, we should probably wipe the table. It's probably pretty dusty over there. Oh, actually, yeah, really dusty. Yeah, some crazy killer hype scenes. The story's super, super fun. You really care about Subaru at this point. Early on, where you guys got to, like the 12 episodes, I think you've seen the full first season thing, right?
No.
I saw the first.
Oh,
full
you were the
season.
one that saw the full. Okay, yeah. At that point, like you start realizing, okay, Subaru's actually pretty cool. Like we can actually like him. By this point, you're just like, holy crap, dude, Subaru's kind of goated, actually. Like, let's go. And I think there was a time skip a little bit between 2 and 3. I don't know how long it was, maybe a full year, but regardless, like, lots of development and lots of growth for that guy. And the whole cast is just super, super solid. And they're in this like scene, like this moment in the story where they're jumping between all the different cast members. They're all doing different things, and it's pretty cool. I'm very hyped and very into it right now. Just killer anime this season. I could go on. Apothecary Diaries. I can't stop watching that. Every episode, I just want more. All right, I'm done. What do you guys got? Tell me about something.
Well, this month I'm gonna be binging a lot of anime. I the recently Dragon Ball Daima finished.
I heard a lot of people enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a nice little 20 episode anime. That it's just a little story Toriyama wanted to tell. You know, before he died, that was his intention, but you know.
I heard one person put it like this, and this is a non-Dragon Ball guy at all. They said it seems like Toriyama wrote a story that he just wanted to put all of his favorite characters into and just have a good time with them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna spoil too much, but if Super didn't decanonize GT enough, this one definitely decanonizes it now.
Did they like make fun of it or something at one point?
No, well, super spoilers for Daima, but Goku goes Super Saiyan 4. That's in GT.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what. And just our friend Alex in Discord, he'd be like, "Yeah, that was hype, man. It was so cool." But you guys are just like nothing.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. Good for him.
I do want to make a promise thing to you and everyone listening on the record. There will be a day where I watch all of Dragon Ball.
Wowzers.
Cool.
Start to finish.
That's cool.
Are you gonna skip GT? Are you allowed to skip GT thing?
It's not really canon anymore.
Can I skip all the filler episodes?
Yeah, you can watch Kai if you want. Dragon Ball Kai. It's kind of like the Dragon Ball Z part, but they like trimmed out all the filler, re-edited it.
Okay.
Yeah. If they remake it, I would like out of all the anime get remade, I think a Dragon Ball remaking the original run. When it was just called Dragon Ball. Yeah, there was no Z in Japan.
Little baby
yeah.
Goku.
Yeah. If they remake all of it, I think that'd be the best way to watch it. Maybe. I don't know. Probably.
That's what I'm hoping for One Piece anyway.
Yeah. With the One Piece, I assume it's just like a kind of a
trim the fat retelling of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like it to be.
Kind of like what the TV show did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you got some Dragon Ball love. I think it's really, really cool that Toriyama basically put out his final opus, essentially.
Yeah.
Like, all right. He didn't know. I mean, like, he was just like, all right, here's a really banger for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said goodbye. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So my show that I wanted to talk about, I think I mentioned it. I can't remember if I mentioned it several episodes ago or at the beginning of the season, but it's my trash for the season. It's called I'm Getting Married to a Girl I Hate.
Ooh.
And I think there's a little bit more after that, but that's all I have written down.
They don't have any creative titles anymore. Like, well, I remember like that sounds like The Proposal. The movie The Proposal.
It's The Proposal.
Like,
it's freaking Ryan Gosling.
I can gently
Ryan
tap the fourth wall too. The Proposal.
It's freaking Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock, and their anime form. Isn't it though? Like, okay, all right. I'm getting married to the girl I hate. I mean, like, generic rom-com, right?
Yeah. You know?
Nisekoi. Because
very similar.
Because Chitoge and Raku, they don't like each other like at all. They kind of despise each other.
But aren't they forced to be with each other?
They're forced to get married or forced to
It's a fake engagement.
It's a fake engagement.
Yes,
That's what nisekoi literally translates to. Is fake engagement. I
So
believe.
False love.
The difference
False
with
love.
the
Yeah,
difference with
that's
this
what it is,
one
right.
is nobody knows. So it's a secret marriage, and they're actually living together. So only they know, and their grandparents know.
Wait, do
So
people
they-
know in nisekoi that they're supposed to get married?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
It's been
public.
so long, I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
it has
Yeah.
been so long.
I'm pretty sure it's like a public thing.
I might have to watch this guy. How many episodes you in?
7 or 8, I can't remember.
Because the other rom-com I dropped because I thought it was garbage.
This one's actually pretty good, dude. There's like a lot of really fun moments. There's character development that happens right away because these two characters hate each other. They hate each other's guts.
Was it like established before they were forced to marry each other that they just dislike each other? as
Yeah,
people?
very quickly though. It's just like you get the point. You're like,
Gotcha.
oh, they compete. They're both really smart, but the boy's smarter, and she hates him, and she hates him for other reasons, and she treats him like crap. And yeah, I don't know. It's one of those trash, dumb, fun rom-coms.
I may have to pick it up. You might have sold me already, bro.
Some of the comedy hits. It's pretty funny, but it's definitely just turn your brain off and watch.
Yeah.
But it's got some fun moments, and the fun part about it is like they're forced to live with each other, so they're forced to very quickly acknowledge and accept each other's faults.
Okay. That's neat. It's kind of like the whole like storytelling that everybody kind of wants with these kind of stories where you get to see their relationship after they're together because they're forced to be together. Is that kind of where am I hitting that somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
And along with that, though, I don't need 3 seasons of them figuring out they like each
Fair.
other. This is like, okay, by episode 5 or 6, they both like each other, and they don't acknowledge it, but I think they both know. I don't know. It's just fun. It's a fun little story. So.
All right, I got two follow-up questions. Is this based off a manga that you know of?
No idea, but I can quickly check.
All right, the second question is I guess it's like a follow-up to that one. Is if it isn't based off a manga, do you think they could wrap up the entire story in 12 episodes?
I think they could wrap it up enough to where they're like, yeah, that was a good enough season.
I see.
I don't know the answer to that one. by
There's
the way.
no way it's not based off a manga, right? Like something like that just screams gonna make money off of making books after books. I don't know. That's cool. You may have sold me though. Like I said, I needed a new rom-com. I've got some other romance elements in shows I'm watching. Like Zenshu's got a little bit of that, but like for the most part, I don't really have much rom-com. Oh, okay, that's not entirely true. I've got a crush at work. I've been watching that. That's a lot of fun. But like, I enjoy it, but I know what's gonna happen. I've already read the manga, so
Yeah.
it's one of those for me. I think it pretty much wraps up our seasonal talk, though.
Mhm.
So we can finally get into some Golden Kamuy, the first 12 episodes of season 1, and we will be spoiling up to episode 12. So that is your warning. You have been warned. If you do not want any spoilers, you can stop here. If you're not, then here we go. Then you chose Golden Kamuy for us. Give us the rundown.
So it's about a man who's it's in Japan, like a lot of anime, but it's set in like the 1900s, and it's about
Like immediately after the Meiji Restoration, correct?
yeah, like after the what
Russian
is it called?
War?
The
I don't know the name.
Japan-Russo War, as they call it, and it's it follows a veteran of that war, Saichi Sugimoto, and the story starts with him panning for gold, and then a guy tells him, "Hey, I heard there's a bunch of escaped convicts that have tattoos on them that makes a map that points to a bunch of gold that the Ainu left, that a guy killed." He's like, "That sounds interesting." And then later the guy tries to kill him, but he gets help from an Ainu girl to kill the guy, or he gets eaten by a bear, and then the CG bear happens.
Yeah.
And then they find out, and then they strip the guy and find out the tattoo's real, and so then they go on an adventure. This Ainu girl and the
War veteran.
a Sherpa, as
Yeah,
it's called.
Sherpa.
So in the Japanese dub, I think they pronounce it as a Sherpa, but I don't know. But for context sake, we'll call her a Sherpa. And yeah, they go on an adventure to find the tattoos. And the first season, I'll admit, while not as crazy or like mind blowing as the later seasons, it's still a very fun open beginning to a big adventure that I think is if you like the first season, you should definitely keep going with the show because it gets a lot better. I think season 2 has like one of the best moments in the show, and you're just like, oh shoot.
Didn't you say that made you cry?
No.
Oh no, that was
Vinland Saga.
Yeah, Vinland Saga.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a part in Vinland Saga that made me cry, but so far Golden Kamuy hasn't made me cry, but it's made me go, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I wanna start out my point of the discussion with bouncing off of what you just said.
Yeah.
If you thought season 1 was just okay, maybe you might like more. Because
Yeah.
I just thought it was just okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't like blown away like I hoped I would have been.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was good. I definitely didn't think it was like bad. It's way better than most of the stuff I normally watch. It was a pretty easy watch too because of that. But nothing like nothing invested me. Nothing really made me want to like go, all right, we got to find out this gold. Like I was just like, oh, whatever. I guess I'm just here to watch Sugimoto and Ashirpo just do funny things all over the place. That was the ride I signed on for after episode 2. I think is when I was like, all right, here we go. Let's watch them do stupid stuff all the time.
I think this is a show that benefits from not digging too deep.
Yeah.
Probably
Not trying to overanalyze, because I caught myself doing that, and I'm just like, wait. But it doesn't matter, because like the one that got me specifically was the wolf. Because the whole backstory was like the wolf was leaving to go be with his family, and she'll never see him again. And he just shows up all the freaking time, and I'm just like, wait, why am I doing
Eventually,
this?
he stopped showing up because they go farther away.
Yeah,
he can't. But he's got a family.
He's cool. I like the wolf.
The wolf was chill.
Ratar.
I was not expecting the tone of the story when I was first going into it. I remember bringing it up last episode that I had seen the manga and I was really close to getting into it, but I didn't get it because they didn't have volume 1. But after like looking at like the covers and like looking at some of the volumes and stuff, I was just like, this seems like it's more of a serious show or a more serious story.
At times it's very serious.
It can be.
The general plot's serious.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of goofy stuff.
Yes.
Which is just what the author's known for, is just being goofy in like the low points. Especially with the character Shiraishi.
That's the
it's like
escape artist guy, right?
He's pretty much the comic relief.
Oh, yeah.
Like almost nothing bad happens to him. Well, in a serious sense. In a comedic sense, everything bad happens.
Everything bad happens to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. I did not expect any of what I would sign on for. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't realize it was like a gold hunt either.
Yeah, it's like a
I
Western.
didn't realize we're watching One Piece.
Yeah, it's a Western.
It's literally just a Western, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to see freaking Hannibal Lecter at one point where he's wearing the other dude's skin.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Well, at the first episode, they skin that dude, so then they just have a human pelt.
No, they didn't skin that guy, did they? I thought they just copied on paper.
I think that's his skin.
Oh,
I think they
shoot.
dried out his skin.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they actually skinned that dude.
Yeah,
the guy that was dead.
They skinned. Well, I'm pretty sure
They
there's
skinned
a
a
scene.
few people.
There's a scene at the beginning where Sugimoto's skinning that guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then I don't know if it's that pelt or if the bad guy got somebody else's skin.
That was a guy that's the guy that the military got before the show, like before the beginning.
Okay, so the one he's wearing, just like a freak.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that guy's a psychopath.
Yeah, he's a terrifying villain, like because he's unhinged. Like you don't like how I find him effective as a villain. You don't know what he's gonna do next because his frontal lobe is gone, so he's mentally insane, pretty much hunting for this gold, and he gives me the creeps, man.
He does.
Yeah.
I think it's very fascinating how often characters will come into contact with each other and they don't know who each other are. I thought it was such a cool way to tell a story. so many times they would just get involved with like the actual bad guy of the arc or whatever, and they're just chilling with him. Like one of the last ones, the guy with the weird forehead, like freaking square bulge thing.
Yeah.
What is that? Do you know?
Judo.
By the
Judo
way?
guy.
What's that square thing on his? Anyway.
Oh, it's like when you do judo, like you get a bigger forehead, like it swells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So they meet
He's
up
also
with
got
him.
cauliflower ear.
Yeah,
too.
I noticed that. They meet up with him, and they're like, "Let's go drinking." Like, okay, and so they just have a party with him, and then turns out he was the bad guy or whatever of the arc. No, well, not necessarily. It was the inn owner, but like he was the guy they were looking for.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time, it seems, is they'll come into contact with the person they're looking for or whatever, and then they'll chill with them and hang out with them. Then eventually, oh, shoot, you're the guy we're looking for. I think it's clever. You don't see that kind of storytelling very often.
Yeah.
Typically, they know exactly what the people look like and stuff. The funny guy that's like the comedic relief, that guy, it's interesting how he knows things.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't say it ever just because he's just a freaking sleazeball all the time. Like, you're hanging out with the guy that's gonna like murder Sugimoto at one point, and he's like, "Oh, that's the guy. These guys don't know, do they? Yeah, whatever. We'll just leave it in my head."
Yeah. It's more he's paranoid. It's if he rats him out, he's gonna die.
Fair.
Yeah.
I like to play every episode. I would play who's the tattoo guy this time?
Yeah. Yes.
And try to
Who's
guess
the stand
who it is.
user.
I'm curious if it's gonna be like even like more reveals later on of like, oh, this person was actually a tattoo guy the whole time, but we just didn't realize because we didn't see anything underneath them. It's interesting and clever too because like it's set in Hokkaido during the winter, so like they're always gonna be super clothed. So the chances of seeing them in their tattoos like out and about are very little.
Yeah.
See, there was a point throughout the story where I was like, maybe this gold treasure hunt actually isn't going to be the main point, because Sugimoto at one point says, I don't really care about the money, I just want a little bit. And then who was the other character that said they didn't really care about the money? Because I know that the little girl, she cares about the money.
Kinda.
Kinda,
She was just doing it for
exactly.
like the revenge
Right.
thing.
So I was like, is this treasure hunt going to be the main plot point of all of this? I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it was just those.
Well, they're hunting
those
for
moments.
tattooed convicts, so
Right. But I guess those moments, they made them very blatant. I'm just like, maybe they're going to do a bait and switch. But obviously after the plot keeps progressing, you're like, no, that's the main point of it is the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
You'll have to like walk me through one of the things that I didn't quite understand with a Shirpa's backstory a little bit. So her dad, she watched her dad get killed by one of these dudes or something.
No, all the body, like, people said they found the Ainu bodies everywhere, and they thought they saw one of them as her dad, but
So she just assumed that he was dead.
yeah,
Because it's revealed later on that he apparently wasn't dead.
No.
Who is her dad? I don't remember if we got to see him. Did we get to see him?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
It reveals it in season 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I was like very lost on that because like they kept feeding it to me over and over. I watched my dad get cut down in front of me. I'm just like, you did? Okay, I believe you. And then later on, you didn't? Okay, I guess. I don't know. That was a little. That almost seemed like a the mangaka was like, it'd be kind of better if like her dad wasn't dead.
yeah.
I wonder if it was like one of those kind of things. I don't know.
Sudden change. I don't
Yeah.
remember her saying that, but
I swear,
Yeah.
maybe she didn't, but I
Yeah.
swear I remember her saying that, like almost word for word. I saw my dad get cut down in front of me.
yeah.
But like I said, I could be completely just
But
freaking.
it's also kind of contradicts it because I remember the guy murdered him with his bare hands, I think,
Oh really?
Yeah,
So even
I
the word
think, yeah.
"cut down" isn't proper then,
or
either. Okay.
multiple methods. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that goes back to what Skylar was just saying. It's a pretty surface level
Yeah.
story. We don't need to like
Yeah.
hyper in depth analyze everything, and that's maybe kind of my problem because I tend to do that a lot of things.
it's like one of those classic westerns where they go on an adventure, and
Yeah,
this time there's 2 bad guys.
and the enemy of the week
Yeah.
gets revealed at the end or whatever
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, also at first too, like I was, and this is just me putting way too much into one thing, but what it showed the war and like he was having PTSD
Yeah.
and he's like the super soldier. I'm like, dude, we're gonna get a lot of like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? We're gonna focus on him being a soldier and a lot of his PTSD, and maybe we're gonna see some more of his companions, but they're actually all dead, so we're not gonna see any. Anyway,
It does have war flashbacks later, but not really from Sugimoto's point. It's more like Sarumi and those guys.
so does that just
Yeah.
get like kind of wrapped up? Like we don't
Yeah.
really do any more of his PTSD or anything.
Well, he gets another plot development that's pretty different, but like it's mostly just like he's known for being surviving the battlefield and being invincible
Yeah.
or immortal. Yeah.
I have one like final bone to pick with the story.
Not for the viewers, not literally immortal. He just survives a lot.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
immortal.
One final bone to pick with the story, and it's the idea that like it seems like they're trying to hook Sugimoto up with a Sherpa, and I don't like that idea. And if they wanted to, why not just like age her up a little bit?
I don't see it like that.
I don't either. They just seem like brother sister kind of thing, or heck, even like father daughter esque sometimes. And so
I didn't get that vibe at all.
I only got it because the grandma kept saying it.
And he didn't,
Yeah.
but the Sugimoto didn't understand her. But I think he
Yeah.
kind of pieced it together. He's like,
He pieced it together.
It might be also Ainu culture, like
And
they used to marry
it
him
could
young.
be, and there's moments every now and then where a Sherpa would get embarrassed because of like that kind of stuff.
right.
And so I'm just all like, okay, if we're doing this, why didn't the author please just age up this girl? And like you said, it could be like the culture thing. They did say like she was about to get her like
Face
lip
tattoo.
tattoo
Yeah.
thing. And so like maybe that's just what it was, but I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels.
It never goes there.
Thank goodness. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, that's good to know. That doesn't go anywhere
Yeah.
like that.
Remember there was a live action movie, and the girl who they have play a Sherpa, she's like in her 20s, but she's like looks like she's like 12.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like surprised they got someone to look that young, and that's a Netflix movie if you want to watch it, but it's like
Yeah. I watched it dubbed, and it was funny because the voice actor for a Sherpa is Maho from Steins Gate Zero,
Michelle Ruff.
Michelle Ruff.
I don't like her being in everything. They like, hey, we need a little girl actor.
It's literally we
Michelle
need a little
Ruff.
girl actor. They just give her the job. It's hilarious to me. I think she's a good actor. I think she does a good job of it. But you're not wrong. They kind of just like typecasted her, and I feel kind of bad about that. She could do fine in any role, I think. But it's definitely typecasted as we need a small girl that acts adult all the time.
Also, her voice I don't think really fits compared to her sub version, the original Japanese version. They could have got someone to fit it better, but
Yeah. I don't know if it fits a Sherpa that well either. I mean, I think it's fine. I don't think it's like the worst pick in the world they could have done, but it's weird because like maybe it's because like I'm biased because I first heard her as Maho in Steins Gate Zero, but I think it worked really well for that character. And maybe because I applied it to that and that's the whole thing. Maybe that's why I don't think it works as well here. But I just can't. Every time I hear the voice actors that I know like to a T, I just go, oh shoot, it's that character. And I can't get it out of my head every time. It's just a me thing, but I always find it funny.
Another miscast I thought for the dub because I watched it sub was the sniper. I watched the show. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but the sniper guy that's like. He's up on the hill shooting the dude inside of the grandma's house.
Yeah. His voice is like that one creepy Japanese dude with the deep voice that you've probably heard. If you hear his voice, it's like, oh yeah, it's that guy. But the guy they got, it's like he sounds too young or he doesn't sound creepy enough. It's like that doesn't fit him at all. It doesn't fit Ogata.
So it's supposed to be creepier then.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
it's supposed to be very like what's the word, like slimy, not really slimy,
Eerie?
but more like eerie. Yeah, like he's very morbid.
Okay.
He's like I've only my only goal in life is to kill people who I'm ordered to, and that his Japanese version fits that very well, but the dub is like off. Also, I always keep bringing this up because usually Funimation dubs, it's always too quiet. I gotta turn my thing up all the way, and then when I actually switch to like a YouTube video, it blows my ears out. I hate it.
On top of that, the beginning of the episode, the Universal logo, that blows your ears out.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 and then it's like, oh, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
There's a browser extension that I could tell you. I could show you about where it
Raises audios and stuff and lowers them.
It's so good, dude.
Well,
like an equalizer, I guess.
DM that me. I would love to use that for our next show. If there's a
thank
dub.
the boy Alex for that one.
Yeah.
That's so funny though. Yeah, I had to turn mine up as well. It's interesting.
Yeah. Overall, I do think this is a show that gets better as you watch it, because I think season 2 has a lot of good stuff. Season 3 is really crazy. Season 4, like, you're already invested, but it feels like it's building up for the final season, which I haven't read in the manga yet, and it's taking forever. I don't know where season 5 is, and I'm waiting patiently.
You think season 5 would finish it all?
It is. It is going to it's confirmed. But also, the weird thing is that they, in the first season and the second season, they took some chapters out, but later adapted them to OVA episodes. So in order to get the full story, you have to watch those OVA episodes.
Oh, interesting.
Except for the fourth one, because Crunchyroll doesn't put up one there because there's a guy who wants to
do the
bear.
thing. Oh my gosh! I think you're gonna say you wanted to do one of the words we shouldn't be saying on the YouTubes.
No,
he just wanted to have fun with a bear.
Yeah, and apparently Crunchyroll just won't put that up there.
Crunchyroll pulls up a lot of stuff up there. I'm surprised they wouldn't do that at least.
Yeah, so you have to watch that off other websites, but. Yeah, like they did put the first 3 OVAs up there.
Gotcha.
Just gotta look up where to watch, like what order to watch them.
I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. My overall thoughts are basically just the same as what I kind of started with. Like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I am super excited to keep going with it though. Like I said, it didn't really pull me in. I wasn't super invested into the story or the characters. I might continue with this, but if I do continue with it, it probably won't be right away. It'll probably be in the future when I kind of what I did with Delicious in Dungeon. Just one of those like, I could watch that. That'll work. I'll throw that up.
Yeah.
And then maybe, who knows? Maybe that's what sucks me in, and I just get fully invested and keep just going with it.
Yeah. I would say the manga does a better job of investing you because the animation in the show is like very low budget, especially with the CG bear.
Yeah, even without the bear, like you can tell like they do a lot of the corner cutting, like open wide shots with like the characters small and they just sit there talking for a little bit and that kind of stuff.
And also some weird animation hiccups you see and you just like, and season 3 and 4 they switch studios and it gets better, but it's not like mind-blowingly amazing. Like they stop using CG animals.
The bear was so funny to me because like it looked bad, but it wasn't so bad or uncanny that it felt weird.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing we haven't seen.
Yeah.
But a lot of people made fun of the show for that, and that was kind of sad because I really liked the show.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't rate it. I forgot to rate it, but I'd probably give season 1 a 7.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I think for me it was above. It's average, but it's above the average of the average.
Yes.
So I would agree. It's like a 7, but it's at the top of the 7s.
Yeah.
The thing that I need to discover and figure out why I'm like this is how come there's some shows that are 5s, but I'm over here to slurping up like freaking like cereal in the morning. I'm just like, this is so good. Give me more of this garbage. But then like a show like this, it's like a good show, but I don't know why. I'm just not super hyper invested into it.
I have asked myself the same question, and I have not come to a conclusion. The only thing I can say for myself personally is I wonder if it's because when I take something like Golden Kamuy, where I heard nothing but good things, I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus and really pay attention to this. Whereas I put on a C-tier show.
So expectations.
Yeah, there you go. Expectations.
And also maybe you don't have to, like with crappier shows, you don't have to invest as
You
much.
really just turn your brain off
Yeah.
in those ones.
And then you also are like, yeah, this is just a season 1, and I'll forget all about this, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna enjoy it while I'm here.
Yeah. Because
It's
we've
like
all done that.
It's like a McDonald's meal, dude. It's freaking great in the
Yeah.
moment, and then you forget
Yeah.
about it, dude.
That's exactly what it is, dude. Freaking, I love my McDonald's anime. It's
Yeah.
so good. It's just there though, and then it's gone. It's gone. You don't remember it at all. It was like, yeah, that was a good burger. I remember eating once.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get it again. It's gonna taste the same, and I'll love it.
Nope. But I think that pretty much wraps it up. Those are our thoughts for Golden Kamuy. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of the show. Tell us if we should keep going with this, and give us a good reason as to why we should keep going with it. Otherwise, it's that time where we ask our next castmate, crew member, to give us the next show we're going to be watching for the next 2 weeks. And that's Skylar. What you got for us, sir?
I've got a mouthful here.
Oh,
A
no.
literal mouthful.
How many words? Just count them up real quick before you say
Is
it
there
out
like
loud.
a short word where I can look it up real quick?
18.
There's no way.
no.
18,
18
words.
words.
Oh, no. Hit us.
And it's another one of those, I guarantee none of us have seen it, so we're just diving in.
Oh, shoot. Skylar loves picking that.
Maybe it might have been a trash show I watched back in the 2013, 2014 era.
If it was that old, there's no way I had that
Yeah.
long of a
Let me
name.
see when
though.
it came
Long
out.
names are like earlier or newer,
Yeah,
more
it's a
recent
newer
shows.
thing.
Because that's been a popular thing recently to have the stupid long names.
It doesn't
At
say
least
here.
we'll know everything about the show right in the title.
Yes.
So that's good to know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay, we have, it's 13 episodes, by the way. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. History's strongest Demon King reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants.
I've heard about this show.
You're
I
kidding.
did not watch it.
You actually heard about it,
Yeah,
though.
I've heard about
That's
it.
insane. I've never heard this in my life. What year was this? Does it say?
I guess it's I guess it's nice that it has just a little thing before the asterisk
The
or
Misfit Demon?
Yeah, colon.
The Misfit of
Yeah.
Demon King
Yeah,
Academy.
the Misfit.
The
colon.
Misfit of Demon King Academy. That's what we'll be watching over the next 2 weeks.
Strap in.
Strap in. We're in for the long haul. 13 episodes of what Sky said. So we'll see y'all guys then. Watch the show. Let us know what you think next time. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Have a great life, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.